I'm Lena Miculek. I am a professional competitive shooter, and in the last few years I've also really dived into the women's side of firearms ownership with a line of merchandise and education supporting women by Sig Sauer, called Rose by Sig Sauer. So that's my main commitment and focus now. But I still compete. I'm still going to the national and world level stages this year, so I'm still scaring my opponents out there to make them quake a little bit. I am born and raised in Louisiana, but have lived quite a few places across the U.S. I started working with sportsmen quite a few years back because their outreach and education program and their in-store classes really intrigued me and gave me a place where I could reach a demographic that's not so much into guns as I am, but maybe just the general outdoorsman looking to figure out how firearms can play a role in their life. Because of our partnership, I've gotten to experience a lot of things that I never would have. Like last year or a year or so back, I got to go on my very first ever elk hunt, which was magical. Sportsman's also fitted me out with my very first kayak. So me and my dog got to take on rivers and ponds and streams and the bayou together because of that. And now I get to take on fly fishing, which is a thing that I really sat on the sidelines and just watched all the people on the sides of the rivers do. But today I get to be the person on the side of the river, and I'm quite excited for that. We meet in the lobby at 8 a.m. It's a little less than an hour's drive to our launch. Get the boats launched, the guides drop the second truck off at where we plan to pick up, and then we set off. We start off at an outlet from the dam. I am being educated on water flow and why it's really important to be in a place that has a lot of moving water and trying to cast right on the edge of it. A great note that I'll always keep is like, the faster the water is moving, the faster the buffet is moving for the fish. So you want to be in there. And I was like, I got it. Okay, fast water. So we start off there, learning to cast, learning how to work out of a boat, but learning to not fall out of the boat. All happening in a very short amount of time. Sadly, at this inlet, we didn't catch anything, but the guys on the bank, they were just taunting me. They were very kind and let me fish right where they caught theirs, but they didn't like mine. It's fine, I'm okay with it. But we spent a little time there, and then we head downriver. And then we started to get into a little bit of action.
There we go.
Once we left our first little outlet and we took the first turn, the rest of the day is really a blur. And the rest of the day was like 6 more hours. It kind of just all flew by because we finally started getting bites. First hook I successfully brought in my first real fly fish, like a fish.
Thank you. It's all the hard work, and dedication to gear selection. And
shows everything. She just set it up.
Yeah. All my planning.
Back there.
Very nice. Right on.
How beautiful. My very first.
Set it and just cradle them and then it'll start taking off when it's ready.
Have a great life. Bye. Hey.
Woo. And all the joy, all the excitement, and I brought in about 3-4 more, and I'm over here like, yeah, fish in the boat, and I can see it on the guide's eyes. They're kind of like, okay. And I'm like, what is it? Why do we not love this fish? This fish is awesome. It's my fish. And apparently, whitefish are kind of like, they have apparently a strong opinion about them. My opinion is that they're fantastic. And they're even better because I got 7 of them. They're my favorite.
It's actually the same whitefish.
In the worst case scenario, but...
Got it.
Yeah,
Bye.
Okay.
Good meeting.
But towards the end of the day, I could see it. Like, it was like, burning in my guide. He was like, there is something else in this water. Like, we will not bring in another whitefish. So after I had brought in about 5 or 6 of them, then they started switching out my flies, my rod, my everything. Everything got switched out in hopes for them to not bring in another whitefish. I don't know why. I love it. I still love it. Whitefish will forever be my first fish, and it'll hold a special place in my heart. So no more. I'll start a pro whitefish campaign.
It's like I'm not great at patience, which I already knew, but this really highlights it. I mean, this is the only place I can catch it. Anybody can catch a trout somewhere. Right now, I've caught Wyoming, so I'm gonna...
We have one last little section around an island that they are determined for me to get a trout in the boat. I don't care. I'm just like over here hanging out, having a great time. But it is reaching, late in the evening, and I finally look at my watch, and somehow it's 4 o'clock. I really I thought we were in the water for like 20 minutes. All of a sudden it's 4 o'clock, and I realize I am reaching dangerously hangry. Like, I got caught up with my cast one time, and I was like, I want to set the river on fire. And then I thought, woo-hoo-hoo, maybe we should just eat a Snickers and chill it down. So we had been going nonstop trying to get this trout in. We did our one last little section, and guess what I get? Another whitefish. I'm once again thrilled with it. Eagles are flying, more majestic Wyoming, and we call it a day. We only went about 1.25 miles where they had planned to go a full 6 miles down the river, which, I mean, there was no need. I was fully satisfied. We had spent an awesome day on the river, and it was time to eat some food. So we set up a quick little grill, had dinner, picked us up, and time to get reset for the very next day.
Day 1 of fly fishing went phenomenally. I got into the boat, 7 fish. I lost about 3 or 4, but we don't talk about them. Mainly the 7 fish that I brought into the boat. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, everyone. 7 times anything I've ever done before. Applause, fireworks, explosions. At least that's how it felt. But it was pretty phenomenal. Got to experience a good bit of Wyoming and learn about the fishing here. Tomorrow we're gonna switch it up from a river float trip to a more traditional, like walking around a different riverbank and seeing what we can get into there. That's a wrap on day 1, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Second day is much like the first, 8 a.m. departure, a little bit less than an hour drive, but today we're going somewhere totally different, a totally new approach, because still they are determined to get a trout. I'm just like, ooh, fish are cool. So we go, and we're on a different side, I think, of the mountains. The terrain is totally different. Everything was pretty, kind of beginning to be spring on the river, and here is snow. Like frozen lake snow. So that's new. So we suit up, and we're gonna go on the riverbanks and along the side, and they picked us out a baller spot because all of 20 minutes in the water, and I have what they have just been praying for, and it is a beautiful rainbow trout.
Oh, that's fish. Okay, nice.
Nice.
So first rainbow trout, it's coming in. They're like, it's a rainbow. Oh, they're so excited. So I let them net it because I'm like, okay, we gotta get this one.
I'm stoked now.
And I get it. Okay, I see it. I see it now. I see the fish. I understand why we like these. Maybe a little bit more than my whitefish, but experience 10 out of 10. They also take the time, which I greatly appreciate, to help me understand a little bit more about fish identification, how to tell the males from the females, and everything. And it was just a beautiful, magical moment, you know?
Catch your breath.
Just he'll kind of kick out once there he goes. Sweet.
Thank you. That was awesome.
So we get it in, I love it, I learn about it, we get our shot, and now it's time for me to do what I want to do, which is all of it on my own. You know, like if the fish is lost after this point, the fish is lost and it's on me, but I'm here with a main goal to be able to go and do this on my own and eventually be able to take others with me. So I have to become a little bit self-sufficient here, okay? And these guys are really good, very helpful, and very nice, but I gotta back it up. So next one I hook, I am just thrilled because now it's my time. So I get the net and I got it in my back and I feel so much more legit now. We're reeling it in and I scoop it up and unhook it, and it just so happens to have like another old hook in it. So I'm able to remove that and kind of just lighten up this poor fish's life. And it's also my biggest fish yet. It is a beautiful female rainbow trout. And look, see? This is exactly what it was. This is it. It's the hands. And it is just awesome to be able to take my experience from just the day before and the morning and watching them and the information that they've given me, to be able to apply it from the cast to the hook to the reel end to the netting, the unhooking and the holding and the releasing. It's just like, just full circle, awesome experience. And I get to walk away with a ton for in the future and a beautiful moment then. So I do love it. I really couldn't be any more satisfied with my experience and the knowledge that I learned and being able to execute it. So the wind picked up, the weather got gross, my toes were cold, and that all means that it was time to head back because there was nothing left out there for me, you know? I got all the good that I wanted out of it, so we headed out. Fly fishing is more than what I hoped it would be. I am absolutely thrilled to put all of this gear in my truck and have it ready to go at a moment's notice so that I can go spend some more time on the water's edge and hopefully bring in some more whitefish and some more trout. I think it'll be splendid. But a huge shout out and a giant thank you to Lane and Jake for the awesome experience and their willingness to support me in this venture of mine and educate me along the way. I do feel that their knowledge and all of the gear from Sportsman's Warehouse has me in a place where I can do this confidently on my own. So be on the lookout because lots of fish coming your way. If you're looking to have someone support you on your fly fishing journey, I definitely suggest reaching out to Lane and Jake at Park City Fly Fishing, link down below. And for that gear, you absolutely know that Sportsman's Warehouse has you covered and professionals there to make sure that you're getting suited up with the best gear for you and your goal. Usually I say that I'll see you out on the range, but now I guess I'll see you out on the river.